Hello, everybody. Rob Cootie here, the Mlm Solution. Thank you so much. Today is for joining us. Today is Tuesday, April 20th, 10:57 and 15 seconds after. I have to hurry because we go live at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as you know, on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. If you will, please, we ask this in advance always. We need your help with the algorithm. As you know, the algorithm loves engagement. And if you will hit the share button, if you'll comment, you'll give us a thumbs up, a dancing lady, a smiling bear, and all that other stuff, guess what? We're going to be very happy because you are helping us get the word out to our fellow network marketers about this wonderful information that can empower them to do great things with this wonderful business model. We're here for all of you. We want you to have this knowledge so that you too are empowered to do special things in your life with this. Guys, we did it. You need to do it as well. You can change your life financially or otherwise, if you will allow it and work it correctly. It's what we teach. All right, with that being said, if you will, once again, hashtag the Mlm Solution. Also visit our website and hit the share button there as well. And go to our store and check out all the wonderful things that we bring at your doorstep via the internet so that you can access this wonderful information 24/7. All right, I'm going to hop off of here. As you know, today we're going to be talking about phase 2 of your business building activity. If you don't know what phase 2 is, you don't know what's involved in phase 2, the importance of it, how it impacts your business and your success, guess what? You need to join us today, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, I'm going to hop off here so we can go live at 11.
Welcome to the Mlm Solution Podcast show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie.
Hello, Miss Marie.
Good morning, Rob. I see we have a special guest with us today.
That's my little man. That's my little beagle. He's what they call a pocket beagle.
Pocket beagle? He fits in your pocket?
No, but that's what they call him. I love the little guy to death. You little stinker, you. All right, let's get down. Oh.
Awesome. Well, we are in day 2 of our week talking about the different phases of business building activity. It's Tuesday, so guess what? It's 2 for Tuesday. We're going to talk about
2 for 2,
Tuesday, right?
Yes, that's funny how that worked out, and it's all thanks to Miss Marie, as usual.
I didn't even plan that one.
No, I think that one was accidental, but you know what? And I'm going to give you credit anyway because you do such a great job putting all these shows together, and I'm very grateful to you for it. I didn't even know we were going to do the 4 phases. She's the one that came up with it, and it's a great. She's right. We talk about everything, and we forget about some of the most important things. And just like we talked a long time about the 10,000 group volume, and some people were like, "Well, what does that mean? Why is that so important? Why do you keep harping on that?" And Miss Marie and I, just went right over our head because we know what it means. We know why we use it. We know the importance of it. And we just assume that you guys knew it too. So, sometimes we're going to be brought back to earth, and the 4 phases of the business building process is one of those things we talk about all the time, and it never dawned on us. Matter of fact, we went on for a long time, not even calling it what it is, the 4 phases of the business building process, because we just assumed, we never even discussed it. And I remember one day we had an episode and it just came on like a light, and I thought, oh my gosh, we've not even identified these things. I didn't even do it on the website, Miss Marie, in the members area. I had to go back and redo it because I forgot all about it. Sometimes I wonder about myself. I'll blame it on old age.
Well, this is what I consider continual process improvement, right? Even as we go along with all the experience we have and everything we know, how to best communicate it to other people to help other people become successful. We're still growing in that area, so things will continue to grow and change and develop. So yeah, if you want to stick around for the ride, it should be a fun one.
Exactly. I mean, you can tell that we're not professionals, and I mean, it shows sometimes, but that's okay. I'll take it. I love what we do, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't care if we're professional or not. You know, we're going to have fun, and that's what we do. We laugh a lot, but we get the important stuff out to you guys. And Miss Marie and I don't even care about the repercussions, because I can promise you, we talk about things I've had in the past. There are things out there that people will knock us for, but Miss Marie, that seems to be the way of the world today. If people don't like what you say, regardless of whether it's the truth or not, they're going to attack you and blame you and cuss you and say you're a liar, you're a cheat, you're this and that. And it's so hard nowadays, Miss Marie, because the truth blends in with a lie so easily now that people have a hard time determining what's facts and what's not. And that applies to you and I too. You know, people are going to, let's be honest, Miss Marie, people are going to say, oh, they're full of crap. Don't listen to them. Why? Because they don't want you to know some of this stuff. They want you to join their business. They don't want you to be aware of the pitfalls that you could fall into. They don't want you. They're like, no, don't listen to them. They're wrong. They're full of crap. No, come on, join my business. I'll show you how to make this thing work. Isn't that right, Miss Marie? I mean, we've been there. We see it.
Well, sure. And there's nothing wrong with joining somebody's business and allowing them to teach you their system. But if it's not getting the results that you want, guess what? You may need to look elsewhere. And sometimes it's not necessarily having to jump to another company or finding a new upline in another company. It could just be the system. And ours is outside of any specific network marketing company. It will work with any and all of them. Right. So, you know, work with what your upline has to teach you, see if it works or not, give it the old college try. And if it's not getting you the results you want, come on over and give this a whirl.
There you go. And Miss Marie, maybe we ought to do a show in the future. You don't have to leave.
Yeah.
You just said it. We never looked at that angle. You're right. Guys, if you like the company and you like what's going on, but yet you're using a business building system that's not working for you and not producing consistent results in a timely manner, then maybe it's time to look for another business building system. If you're not getting proper leadership, maybe it's time for you to just cut them off and be on your own. And when you have a business building system like ours, the 5 simple steps to networking success, you can, with great anticipation and with a great deal of confidence, you can go on your own and use our business building system knowing you're using something that's based in the principles and have a realistic chance of doing something on your own. Right, Miss Marie? Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. So, Miss Marie, why don't you talk about it for a moment? I'm going to step off just for a second. I can go to a little boy's room.
Well, good luck with that. All right. Very good. Well, that's one of the things we've talked about here. And part of the reason we're doing this sequence this week is we do, in many of our episodes, we touch on the different phases of the business, and we'll refer to phase 1 and the 90-day mini blast quite a bit. And we talked about that in a little bit more detail yesterday. We've even done episodes on the 90-day mini blast itself. But what we realized is that each of the 4 main phases of the business building system, we refer to them and we talk about them, but we don't necessarily go into them in depth. So we wanted to take the opportunity this week to lay out kind of in sequential order the 4 steps of, or the 4 phases of building your business. And we talked about phase 1 yesterday, which was the 90-day mini blast. Today, we're going to be talking about phase 2. And phase 2 obviously follows on the heels of the 90-day mini blast. So once you've finished that effort and that recruiting effort of the 90-day mini blast, and you've got your team starting to be built, and you're beyond those 90 days, you maybe reached your goals, or maybe you came up a little bit shy, or maybe you even exceeded them. However the numbers worked out, you now have a number of people who have joined your business as business partners. They're also looking to build a business to achieve some level of goal and success. And you also have acquired customers along the way as well. So phase 2 is really focusing on identifying and working with those leaders that have come out of the 90-day mini blast. So that's what we're going to dig into a little bit more here today.
Yeah, very good point. And she's right, guys. Really, to be honest with you, the main reason for phase 2, or the whole reason for phase 2 is identifying and working with your leaders. And we did a couple episodes on that, Miss Marie. One, how you can read the information in your back office. It'll tell you a story. And we talked about that. Go back and look at that episode. It's a very interesting and one of the best ones we did, because not many people understand that your back office tells you a story. If you know how to read it, it'll tell you exactly what's going on and what you need to do and where your weak areas are, where your strengths are, et cetera, et cetera. We talked about that. But guess what? It'll also tell you who your true leaders are. We're not talking about true leaders. There's a difference between your true leaders. You're saying, well, Rob, what is a true leader? Someone that's totally committed, at least 100 PV per month, personal volume. They're doing the steps correctly. They're doing them consistent. In other words, they're doing CCBBA is the best way to put it. They have their business on a continual growth curve. They're having pin rank advancement on a consistent basis. In other words, all the check marks that you want a person to have as a business partner, they're checking. Okay. And that is what phase 2 is about, to identify those people and then work with them. And we didn't really, we've done a couple episodes where we touched on, but we did one real deep dive on working with your leaders. And you say, well, what does that mean? Guys, there's a whole different ball game that goes on with working with your leaders versus someone that needs help. You know, really good, top-notch people that have a firm grasp on the business building process now don't want you harassing them. They don't want you calling them all the time. They might be a good acquaintance and might even start to be a friend. They'll accept that. We talked about the difference between friendship and professionalism, didn't we, Miss Marie? Because there's a big difference, guys. When you're in the business building mode, and you have during from 8 in the morning to 5 in the evening, if that's your hours, or until 7, 8, 9 at night, or 1 in the morning, whatever, during those hours, guys, you got to be a business person. You can't. Miss Marie and I, if we were to join the company today, she understands, I understand what our role is. We can cut up when we're friends, when we're not building a business. But the moment we get into business building mode and we're working together, or she sponsored me or vice versa, when we talk, I have the utmost respect for her. It's all professional. She knows it. She knows, hey, he's not putting on a game. He knows what we're doing here. This is all business, and we're not going to cross the line into friendship. It doesn't mean we're not friends. It doesn't mean that I can't say, hey, Miss Marie, God bless, take care of you and your husband. Love you guys. We'll talk to you later. That doesn't mean we can't do that. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that when we make that call, it's all business. Whether it's a Zoom call, hey, Rob, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about that. Okay. And when we get on there, we don't talk about family and all this and that, or Philly fart around or tell jokes. We get on there, and what do, Miss Marie? We address the issue. We talk about the potential answers for those issues, and we lay out a game plan and a timetable, and then we get off of there for the most part.
Yep,
right?
Absolutely. And when it comes to, the identifying and working with your leaders in phase 2, you're basing that on the activity you're seeing in the back office.
That's right.
The volume that they're starting to build as they start to advance pin rank, whatever rank labels you have out there.
Right.
It's the proven activity. It's not the people that you bring into the business that are successful in the outside business world, in the corporate structure, who come in talking a good game and thinking they're going to do something. You don't keep chasing them to get them going. You're looking to work with the people who are actually active in the business, building the business, pursuing their goals and their dreams in the network marketing business model.
Right.
So essentially, what you're really doing in phase 2 is you are supporting your team members as they're going through phase 1, which is the 90-day mini blast, right? Because as you've brought people into the business, they get started. And what are you teaching them to do with the duplication? The 90-day mini blast. So you are helping to support them as they're going through that process of building their business.
Yeah. And you know what, Miss Marie? It's not just people that you personally sponsor. It's people that are in your depth. Leaders can come from anywhere, okay? And you're going to, when you log in your back office, like as Miss Marie, if I sponsored Miss Marie, and Miss Marie was so-so in her success level, in other words, she's working a little bit here, a little bit there, and she's got some growth and a little bit of pin rank advancement going on. Nothing really spectacular, but also nothing really bad. She's just there. But yet she's sponsored 2 people down from her, a person that's really taken off. Well, Miss Marie is not really interested in working with that person, and Miss Marie really doesn't have the knowledge or experience to work with them. So Miss Marie's like, okay, well, that's cool. I'm glad I got somebody like that, you know. And so Rob sees it when he logs in his back office and notices that Miss Marie is not really working with that person. I may contact that person and say, hey, congratulations, it's great, blah, blah, blah. Hey, has Marie gotten in touch with you? She congratulated. I'm going to ask him if she congratulated you too. No, I never hear from Mary. Then I'll get with Marie and say, hey, if it's okay, I'll work with Albert. Okay, he's really taken off, and you know, I got the knowledge and experience. And Miss Marie, if she's smart, she'll say, hey, that's good. Albert is still Miss Marie's downline. Okay, and she is the one that's going to reap the benefits. But why am I working with him? Because I want that depth. I want that security down there. And Miss Marie is not at the leadership level to where she cares about it. She doesn't understand it and doesn't care about it. She's happy where she is. Okay, now, why is that important? I just want to show you that it doesn't matter where the leader is when you identify and work with your leaders, okay? And as I said earlier, working with a leader is a whole lot different. Like Miss Marie, she's kind of a leader. She's not a true leader. The reason we use the word true is because the people that are true leaders do everything across the board right. They got all the checkboxes checked. Miss Marie doesn't have all the checkboxes. Doesn't mean she's bad. Doesn't mean she's a goof off. It means that she's happy where she is right now. Okay. And it tells me, this back office telling me a story. I've got to work with Albert. Otherwise, I'm going to lose Albert because Albert's going to feel like he's out there by himself. Miss Marie, you know as well as I do that leaders love attention, but they don't want to be burdened.
No micromanaging of the leaders.
No. Okay. And so here's a picture of phase 2. Okay. And thank you guys very much. I'm going to brag about this. I created I created these. Isn't that pretty cool, Miss Marie? Didn't I do a good job? I'm going to take some credit on that.
That looks good. I like it.
Yeah. Okay. So phase 2, 90 days. Okay. Phase 2 is all about 90 days and leaders, guys. That's what it is. Okay. You say, well, you say the 90-day mini blast is in phase 1. It is. You do a 90-day mini blast. That's not what I said. These 90 days, guess what? Is you identifying and working with your leaders. Okay. It's another 90-day cycle. And there's a reason for it. We're not going to get into it here. Okay. So what is included in the phase 2 documents that you're going to, if you become a member of our members area, the 5 simple steps you're going to have, you click on phase 2, you're going to have a series of documents and audios and videos that you're going to have access to, and training videos. They're going to help you understand what phase 2 is about. It's going to tell you how to identify and work with your leaders. It's going to talk about the true leaders. It's going to talk about seeking leaders. Okay. It's going to talk about, when you're talking about seeking leaders, you're talking about the traits they have. What stands out? What type of person? If I meet Miss Marie on the street, Miss Marie and I, in fact, met in Austin, Texas. Okay. I was immediately impressed with Marie. She had definite leadership qualities. Okay. And it's something that you pick up. The more you do this business, you pick up on things, right? Miss Marie, you talked about, hey, that person would be a great person in this business. We pick up on that. Our antennas are up. Okay. But the point is, guys, is that you have a situation where there's certain traits that leaders that you want in your business have. And when you meet them, you're like, I got to talk to that person. That person might have great capabilities that could really translate well into this business model. Okay. I'd rather have somebody like that in my business, Miss Marie, and them not take action. The key is what? To get them in the business, right? How many times have people sat out in the audience and said, oh my gosh, as somebody went across the stage getting a new pen level or a bonus check, I was going to sponsor that person. I never got to him. You know, how many times does that happen? Too many to count, guys. So I'd rather sponsor somebody that took no action, because at least they're in my business, than if they ever take off, I can say, yay, I sponsored them. Yay, I did good. You know? So the thing is, guys, you know what traits to look for. And we talked about Miss Marie. Part of this is the sponsoring, the recruiting, and the prospecting processes, the documents that talk, because this is all part of this process as well as phase 1. You say, well, that sounds like your double talk. No, they bleed over. Just because you finish your 90-day mini blast doesn't mean that the process is stopped. You could still be in the process of finishing up sponsoring 6, 7, 8 people when your 90-day mini blast ends. Right, Miss Marie?
Yeah, I was going to say we should probably press pause here and just point out the fact that once you finish phase 1, it's not a clear-cut done and over with, and you go on vacation for 2 weeks before you start phase 2. Okay, one leads right into the other. I mean, it's kind of this continuum that you're on, and you want to continue because it's all about building the momentum, right? That's why we talk about speed and urgency, to keep that momentum building. And that 90-day mini blast has built your momentum going into phase 2, where you're continuing to grow and build upon what you've started in your first 90 days. But now you're really focusing on developing the leaders and developing a large organization in terms of depth rather than width being the people that you personally sponsored. You're working with those people, yes, but then also the people that they're bringing into your organization, which is your depth. And it continues on. It's not, you don't take a break in between. If you do that, you lose all momentum and you almost end up having to start over from scratch. So just do understand that even though we talk about these phases as very distinct entities, they are not. They bleed very much one into the other, and they're part of a continuum that you're on with your business.
Right. Hey, Miss Marie, we need to do an episode on that. That is a great, man, you're on a roll. You're bringing all kinds of stuff. The transitional, going from one seamlessly into another. When do you know phase 1 ends? And we need to clearly identify it. Miss Marie's right. It is not a bam, close the door, it's over. There's a transitional period, and some documents are going to bleed over from phase 1 into phase 2. Okay, because it does. Phase 1, just because you say, okay, I'm done with 90 days, phase 1 doesn't go, okay, Rob said he's done. Phase 1's over, guys. Let's all go home. No, sometimes phase 1 activity bleeds right over to phase 2, and you're kind of doing a juggling act. But we won't get into that here because we got to talk about phase 2. So the thing is that sometimes you're going to carry on the sponsoring, recruiting, and the prospecting process into the phase 2 area. And then you'll go into, hey, let me log in back office and see how many leaders I got and what's going on with those leaders' businesses. And that's when you start to identify and start working with your leaders. Ms. Marie, we talk about the threshold of profitability, how that's part of phase 2, because a true leader does what? 100 PV per month, right? And promotes that throughout their business. And you're going to look at how many people in that person's organization. Like if Marie is tearing it up, I can look at her downline, right, Miss Marie, with the new software they have, and I can see how many people in Miss Marie's organizations on 100 PV or more. Okay, and I can say, wow, this lady's really got it going on. Okay, and if they're on auto ship, which every person should be, that's even more impressive because I can say, okay, she understands that it's all in the back end, meaning that the money is in the back end, which means the money is in the auto ship. The more people you have on auto ship, guess what? The greater your business is going to be. All right. So the point is this is all part of the phase 2 as well, because if you're going to be a true leader in the phase 2 process, and if you're going to work with those leaders, guess what? You have to look, and you have to know what to look at. You can't work with somebody that's not. You might have somebody that, let's say Miss Marie is not doing 100 PV herself. She's only doing 65 PV or personal volume per month, yet she's got a business that's growing and that has pin rank and stuff. And you say, Miss Marie says, Rob, I haven't heard from you, this and that. I got to be truthful with her and have the guts to say, well, Miss Marie, because you're not doing 100 PV and you're not a true leader. Okay, so until you step up and do that, okay, that may hurt her feelings and stuff. But here's the thing. If I compromise with her, it's going to get out. And guess what? I'm destroying my own business by compromising because Miss Marie is a friend and she challenged me on her doing 65 PV per month instead of 100. Okay. If I'm going to be a real leader, I got to stamp saying, Miss Marie, you know that's not right. You know you got to do 100 PV. Okay. Now, Miss Marie would never do that to me, and I wouldn't do that to her because we know the importance of that. But that is an example of what we're talking about during the phase 2 process. It's so important that you identify the true leaders in your business. Okay. And what we'll do in those we have all kinds of documents that address the leaders, how to work with them. Because all you got to do is give the leaders, like Miss Marie, she's tearing it up. She's doing her PV. She's doing everything right. And I get with her and I say, Miss Marie, do you want me to follow up with you? Yes, Rob, I'd love it. Once a week, I'd like to go over my business every Wednesday at 2 p.m. I say, okay, not a problem. You want to do a Zoom call? You want to do a phone call? What do you want to do? I want to do a Zoom call. Okay, 2 p.m. every Tuesday, right? Well, that's what we're going to do. Okay. I identified her as a true leader because she checks all the boxes. And what do? I contact her and I say, do you want to counsel? And she'll say yes. And then during the counseling, she might say, hey, would you be open to coming and doing a live meeting on Zoom or coming to my local town, whatever the case may be? Once again, what am I doing? I have identified her as a leader, and now I'm working with her. That's what phase 2 is all about. You say, well, why is that important? Because in phase 1, during the 90-day mini blast, you set the foundation. You created the speed and the urgency. And what you did, guys, you lined up as many leaders. You sponsored as many Robs, as many Maries as you can in your business. And you're laying a solid foundation of active people at all different levels, from customers to big business builders. That is your foundation. Then from that point on, you help that speed and urgency to turn into exponential growth. Well, how do you do that? You identify your true leaders and you empower them. You throw gasoline on the fire they've already built, which causes that exponential growth to start to take off. Miss Marie goes from having an organization of 110 people to 358 in a matter of a month. Why? Because her and I worked together and we were willing to work together. And I taught her some things that would help that growth to take place. And she's like, oh, well, I would have never figured this out on my own. Thanks. And she sees what caused that explosion from 110 to 358. And what does she do? She does it again. She does it again. She does it again until she gets her business to, 1,500 people, 2,500 people, wherever she wants to take her business. Okay. That is what we're talking about. Identifying and working with your leaders. That is what you're trying to do. You work with your mid-level leaders too, and you do contact them as well. And you try to empower them to reach Miss Marie's level. Okay, some will, some won't. That's okay. But Miss Marie, you got to work the numbers, right? And that's what you're doing the whole time in phase 2. When you're contacting and working with your leaders, Miss Marie, you're working the numbers. Are you not? You got to work those numbers.
Yeah, I was going to say that feeds very much into the whole, MLM by the numbers concept. And we went into that in much more depth in an episode. But this is where you really start seeing these are the people that have kind of raised their hand and self-identified as leaders coming right out of your initial 90-day mini blast.
That's right.
You're working with them. Those are the 1/3 that are going to do it now, right? And as you're working through phase 2, there may be others who you brought in phase 1 who are now just going to maybe start warming up and getting into it. So you have kind of this steam building as you go along as well. And that's part of playing the numbers. And the larger the numbers you have to work with, the more it's going to work in your favor. Right.
And guys, you got to realize that this is an important part of getting your exponential growth to go. Okay. Because you got to realize your phase 1 is all about setting the foundation, doing that 90-day mini blast, creating the speed and urgency that your business has to have in order for it to capture traction. And traction is the beginning process of exponential growth that takes place in phase 2. Okay. Phase 1 is just lining everybody up. You're going through people, sponsoring people, looking for people that are like you, that are willing to work hard, that are committed, that aren't afraid of success. They're going after it. That's what you're doing in phase 1. You're assembling a team of yous. Some people are going to be customers. That's okay. Let them be customers. Some people are going to be low-level business builders. That's okay. Let them do that. Middle level, let them do that. Big level, let them do that. Okay. That is how you build a successful business. You have success at all levels. Don't be upset that you have customers. Don't be upset that you have small business builders. That's okay. That's what it's about, right, Miss Marie? Mm-hmm. That's what you want, a well-balanced business.
Yep.
Okay. And when we talk about in phase 2, identify your true leaders and work with them, we're talking about the people that check all the boxes. Out of all that stuff that you create in phase 1, laying that foundation, phase 2, you're saying, okay, now I got to look at who my real business builders are. Who are my true leaders in this business? Okay. And that number is going to be small. It may be one person. It may be 3 people. It may be 5 people. You don't know. If you work the numbers big, then guess what? It's going to be bigger than 1. It's going to be 3, 5, 6, or 7. Okay. So you have to realize, guys, that you're going to have a situation in phase 2 that's going to be absolutely critical to your success, because phase 2 is the launching pad to even bigger and better things. So that you got to take phase 2 very seriously. Obviously, phase 2 leads into phase 3, right? And what is phase 3? Well, we'll talk about that tomorrow. That is the subject for tomorrow. But phase 3 is going to kind of surprise you, because you're going to say, wow, that's kind of surprising. I did not expect that. That's kind of something that we talked about before. Well, yeah, it is. But it's totally different. Even though it's similar, it's totally different. You say, why? Why is it going to be different? Well, because the maturity part of not only yourself and the knowledge and experience that you've gained, but also the maturity of your business. You're going to say, well, what do you mean? Well, your business, as it grows, you get to realize the more people that you sponsor, the more your people are going to grow, just like you've grown. Okay. And so those people going through that growth process are going to be able to be in a position to where they're going to have greater knowledge, greater experience, and they're going to have a fuller grasp of what's taking place and what their role is and what they need to do to be successful, right? So you got to realize that phase 3, even though it's similar, it's going to be a lot different, because you're dealing with different people. You're dealing with different circumstances, and the stakes have definitely gone up. Okay. In phase 3 and 4, the stakes are much greater. And you say, well, what do you mean by that? Guys, and when you go to phase 3 and phase 4, it's really starting to get serious. Not that it wasn't before, but now we're talking about big time. We're talking about the potential for you to create wealth, once in a lifetime wealth. If you're with the right company at the right time, you will have the opportunity to create an unbelievable income and lifestyle. That's what we're talking about. Phase 1 and phase 2 not only is a training ground for you to gain knowledge and experience and to learn how the business model works, learn how to put together a business correctly, but also phase 3 and 4 rides that phase 1 and 2 to a greater, it scales it up to a greater level and says, okay, now you're about to join the big boys. Now it's about to get really serious, okay? And guys, that can be scary, and it can be exciting, and it certainly can be life-changing. And this is where you start to maximize the opportunity that a network marketing company provides to you. That is what we've talked about many times before. You know that we have documents, we have episodes addressing maximizing the financial opportunity a network marketing company provides you. And that's exactly what we'll be talking about in phase 3. So you don't want to miss tomorrow's episode at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As you can see now in the ticker, we're talking about tomorrow's subject, phase 3 of your business building activity. Phase 3 of your business building activity. What is it? What does it mean? How does it impact your business? How does it impact your success? What is your role? What do you need to do? We'll be talking about all that tomorrow. If you will, please go to our website. It's new and approved. And themlmsolution.net, themlmsolution.net. It's a new and improved, easy to navigate, very informative, a lot of great stuff there, a lot of great products on sale. Take advantage of those sales, 30-day money-back guarantee. We talk about that all the time. No questions asked, 30-day money-back guarantee, and you get to keep the product. You can't beat that, right? And so we're trying to bend over backwards. We're not trying to be cheap. We're trying to bend over backwards to get this information in your hands, because we want you to trust us. We want you to know that we're sincere, we're truthful, and we're using the basics, and those basics you can trust. Hashtag the MLM Solution. Please utilize that to share our podcast and our shows and our various social media platforms, website, etc., with our fellow network marketers across the globe. We want to say thank you in advance. And if you want to watch a previous episode of our podcast, please go to our website, click podcast replay. You'll be taken to a page where you'll be able to watch the podcast replay instead of hunting for it. And if you're going to watch the most recent podcast, you'll be able to do it there. Also, while you're there, if you want a free gift, we have rotating free gifts. It's always changing. All you have to do is go there, fill out the form. The form is nothing more than a request for the free gift. There are no shenanigans. We do not play those games others do. We're not going to send you any sales emails. We're not going to do that to you. We feel that our products speak for themselves. And if you see the value in what we provide, what we bring to the table, you will want the products regardless of whether we send a sales email or not. Now you may, and it's a big may, get a email or two from us showing you other free gifts that you might be interested in. But that's the only emails you're going to get, because I'm the one that writes the email sequences, and I don't like doing it. I think it sucks. So sometimes I write one email and that's it. So there you go, right? And if you know me, we're always talking about, and there's going to be some other stuff coming here in the very near future. I've just been super busy. No excuses, just super busy, and I'm glad for it. As you know, we talk about the what not to do in network marketing all the time. Normally $197, and yes, we've sold them at $197. Now on sale for the next 24 hours, only $47. Only $47. That's an instant $150 savings. Who does not love saving money? Especially when you get information like this, what not to do in network marketing. This book is uniquely written in a wonderful format that says what to do. And you have one paragraph. That paragraph includes what to do in network marketing, and the very next paragraph, what not to do in network marketing. And it may be talking about the specific part of recruiting. Do not do what not to do. Do not do this. And then the very next part of that paragraph, what to do. Do the following when you encounter this in the recruiting process. Okay, and that's a small example of the many 146 paragraphs, what to do, what not to do paragraphs. There's also 146 audio files of real life examples that raise the knowledge and experience, your knowledge and experience, to another level about that particular paragraph and subject matter, and many training videos, not including the wonderfully surprise bonuses that'll be included in your purchase. So once again, for the next 24 hours, only $47. And as you know, you can become a beta tester. All you have to do is go to ineedleadsnow.net/beta. We are going to be wanting beta testers when the lead site is going into the beta testing mode. And we would like to have a list of people to choose from. We may only need 100 people. We may need 200 people. We may only need 110 people. We don't know yet. But the thing is, we would like to have a list of people that would enthusiastically want to be a part of the testing program. If you go there, you can also get I Need Leads Now free ebook and the surprise bonuses as well. All you got to do is fill out the form. Once again, no shenanigans. All right, with that being said, I've taken enough of your time. You guys, I know that we lost Miss Marie. That happens sometimes. It could have been her internet. Something I'm sure came up. I saw where her internet just took a dump. But you know, those things happen. Who cares, right? All right, tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as always. As you guys know, we're going to be talking about phase 3 of the business building activity. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by. We're so blessed that you do. Thank you guys for all the things that you've done for us so far. Continue to help us get the word out to our fellow network marketers. You know, the algorithms love engagement, and any engagement you can give us helps to spread the word, and we're very grateful for that. Thank you guys in advance. Take care. God bless. We shall see you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as usual. See you guys.
Thank you for listening to the MLM Solution Podcast. For more info, visit our website, themlmsolution.net. Please follow us on the following platforms: Facebook, YouTube, etc. And share this podcast with our fellow network marketers around the world by hitting the share button on our various platforms.